Good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your news in motion. Today is Tuesday, February the 16th, 2021, and we call this That's Happening Tuesday. So good morning, Stephanie Burbridge Hall. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone who's coming in. Good morning, Danielle and Kelly Lee and Tracy Burrs and Nawana Turner. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, Kenya Noel. Good morning. Yes, I made it. Good morning, Felicia Williams. Good morning, Latrice Jones. Don't go nowhere, Latrice. We got to have that conversation. It's in my notes today. Good morning, Lori Williams Wallace. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning, Brian Costin and Adrian and Donita. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How am I feeling? Well, I made it through the night. Good morning, Kenny Stanley. A lot of water. So much water, I think I was floating up out of here. Thanks to Lori, who sent me, good morning, Marion, who sent me some stretches that I could do. So I'm still stiff, but I'm able to move just a little bit. I'm able to move a little bit this morning. Good morning, Jeffrey Allen James. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Yes, I am much better this morning. I really am. I'm much better. I'll tell y'all this. Having back pain is no joke. Good morning, Oscar. Having back pain is no joke. So the joke around my house is, what are you going to do with that rowing machine? I said, I'm going to still do it. Good morning to my brother Liz Pryor and to Jacqueline. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. I said I was still going to do the rowing machine, but not this week. Good morning, Elaine Carlton. Not this week. I'll wait and do it next week, but I'm going to inch back into it. But I think I'm going to take, good morning, Bill Palmer. I think I'm going to take, Kenya up on her recommendation of doing yoga, and so many people co-signed her with that. So we're going to see how that's going to work. Yeah, that's the worst. And I kept thinking, good morning, Kim Kills. I kept thinking, because at one point I stood up yesterday and a pain shot down my right leg. I was like, this can mess up your whole body. Back pain can mess up your entire body. So let me just say thank you to all of you who were praying for me yesterday. Your prayers are working. Yep, your back stabilizes everything. It truly does. It stabilizes everything. All right, y'all, that's happening Tuesday. Welcome everyone who's listening, even if you're listening by audio. Thank you for joining in. Good morning, Shirley. Thank you for joining in. We have a lot of news headlines. Y'all know that's happening Tuesday. I just really go through and give some headlines as diverse as I possibly can. Of course, I give the coronavirus numbers. I still give for the win, and I still give the inspirational message. Good morning, Julie. So good morning to everyone. Good morning. Hey, I don't see Pastor Alex on here. Where is he? You know, to see those pastors come in here just brightens the day. So I hope he's doing okay. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning. Good morning, Dana. Good morning. Again, good morning to all of you. Good morning, Pastor Antoinette. Good morning to all of you. Hey, I would love to hear, before I start the news, I see Pastor Antoinette on here. I see Kenny Stanley's on here. Deborah Johnson, we know we haven't gotten your gift certificate out to you. We'll do that today. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Tony. But I just want to know, and to Nawana, who has her bag, anybody who's ever received anything on here, Paige Dixon, if you're on here, your check is being sent. Stephanie Burbridge, your check was sent in honor to your name, to your nonprofit, and there was one other person, I can't think of the name. But I just want to know, what was that like for y'all to have your name drawn. Thank you, Diane Ladybug. Just if you would just post on there like Nawana, talk about your bag. Let's just talk about the things that News in Motion is doing so that other people know we're not just here kicking it. We've become a family. We have a call to action, and we have that inspirational message that keeps us going. So I just want to hear from you all. So y'all, again, that's happening Tuesday. I'm going to give a quick rundown of news headlines with a little bit of commentary. I give the coronavirus numbers, and I give the For the Win, and then I give the inspirational message. Thank you for saying it was a blessing. Yay. All right, y'all, it's Mardi Gras. It is Mardi Gras. It is Mardi Gras in New Orleans, but it's a little different for Fat Tuesday today. It's a little different for Fat Tuesday. Parades are not happening, so they turn to decorating homes. They turn to decorating homes, which appears to be drawing a crowd, and people are saying that they think they're going to continue this every year. Y'all, it's cold. It is cold out there. I don't know where you are in this world, but it is cold out there. Texas is cold, y'all. More than 4 million people are without power in Texas. Good morning, Brenda Randeman. Two of my friends I reached out to, two really good friends, one Tina Vane and the other Pat, and I just said to them, I said, hey, how are y'all doing? They said, girl, we just trying to stay warm. I know Rhonda Clark is out there too, so I don't know if she's going to tune in this morning or not. I know Janet is in Texas as well. But it's interesting. They said, girl, we just trying to stay warm. Electricity keeps going out, so we're just trying to do anything. And one who only lived in those warm climates asked me, she said, what do you do? I said, girl, layer up. I said, that's the only thing you can do. When you get warm, take off. When you get cold again, layer back up. I said, that's the only thing you can really do. I said, get you some blankets. I said, you have a fireplace, right? I said, light the fireplace. I said, that's what you got to do, and keep batteries for your flashlight and things. Y'all, the Geneva World Trade Organization, get this, y'all, get this. They regulate international flow of goods between 164 nations, and they help resolve violations and trade conflicts. Well, Ngozi Okonjo-lwealea, I said it, I was able to say her whole name. She was selected as the new World Trade Organization Director General. That's a big deal. Why is that a big deal, y'all? She's the first woman and the first African woman to lead the WTO. That's what I'm talking about. Her mission, hear me, y'all. Her mission is to reform the WTO to win back respect, promote fair trade, and to help with the pandemic recovery. This is her quote. But y'all, I want y'all to get this. Under her direction, the organization has to decide, good morning, Deborah Sneed, has to decide whether the U.S. stepped out of line in 2019 when the Trump administration instituted steel and aluminum tariffs using the unconventional justification of national security. So she getting ready to check out, oh, dude, that's what's happening, y'all. That's what's happening. How do we move on, y'all? How do we move on? Speaker Pelosi will establish an independent September 11th style commission to look into the January 6, 2021 deadly insurrection. So that's happening. Y'all, Google is happening. Google is happening. Y'all know Google and Facebook has been in the news off and on about just their whole monopolizing everything that's going on. So Google struck a deal yesterday, y'all, to compensate Australian news corporation 7 West Media for use of its content. Yep, the announcement came as lawmakers consider legislation. So they're taking their first step. All right, Facebook, where are you in this? Y'all get this. Norway's sovereign wealth fund. Hear me. Good morning, Deborah Thomas. Y'all, Reuters is reporting that Norway's 1.3 trillion, that's with a T, sovereign wealth fund, the world's largest, wants the companies to invest in globally to boost the number of women on their boards and to consider setting targets if fewer than 30%. So I have a question. This is interaction too, y'all. This is interaction day as well. I have a question for all of you. What would it take for the U.S. to establish something to where there's 30% mandate or 40 of women on the board? What would that look like for you? If you have any thoughts, please put it in the thread. If you have any thoughts, please put it in the thread. What would it look like? If the U.S., if the United States was to say, you know what, we're going to invest in women. We're going to intentionally invest in women to make up 30%, if not 40%, of corporate boards. What would that look like? And how would that change the dynamics in the U.S.? I think that would be quite powerful if you ask me. Yes, many in Texas power is out. You're right, Shirley. So I just wanted to put that out there because I think that's great what Norway is doing. Y'all, Oprah Winfrey lands a wide-ranging interview. Yes, it is. It's happening on March the 7th at 8 Eastern on CBS with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. It's their first since stepping back from their royal roles. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Y'all, ESPN is reporting, this is sad news. Former NFL wide receiver Vincent Jackson was found dead Monday in a Florida hotel room, according to Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. That's in Florida. Y'all, the body of a 38-year-old Jackson was found at approximately 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday in a Homewood Suites in Brandon, Florida. Police said there was no apparent signs of trauma, and the Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office will determine the cause of death. Good morning, Cassandra. So, y'all, that's happening with ESPN. All right, y'all, this is just dangerous. Let me just call it what it is, and that's the name of his album anyway. Country artist Morgan Wallen's album, Dangerous, remains #1 on the Billboard charts for the 5th week. Regardless that there was controversy after a video emerged 2 weeks ago of Wallen using racial slurs. So let me ask this question. Why? Why is it? What's going on with this country that people can use racial slurs and their products or their music or their books tops #1 on Billboard charts? What is it about us? What is inciting all of these things that are going on? And why are people supporting and praising it? And what type of conversations do we need to really get to the root of what's really going on? So what we're saying here in this country, you can say whatever you want to, and we're going to support you. We're going to help make you millions. Because we support that. What do we need to do as citizens of the United States of America to really have these tough conversations? And I understand people are trying to have these conversations everywhere. But what is it that we need to do? What conversations do we need to have so that we can start seeing a change and having a dialogue? And I'm also wondering who's having these conversations with this artist, Morgan Wallen. Who's having these conversations with him? And speaking of that, we have to have security, y'all. Security. Raw story reporting, this is shared by Pastor Nep, that Colin Kaepernick Netflix production ramps up security after alleged threat from Proud Boys. The limited series Colin and Black and White, they're filming that, and they had to step up security because of a threat that failed. The initial threat has failed, but the threat from Proud Boys, again, why all of this anger? Where is this really coming from? Where is it? Speaking of that, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. The scab has been pulled off of racism. The thorn is being used but yes, Latrice, yes, thank you for that insight. Y'all, The Bachelor, so we got to keep going. The Bachelor, the Washington Post is reporting The Bachelor host Chris Harrison defended a contestant. Good morning, Beverly Woodard. Defended a contestant accused of racially insensitive social media posts. He announced that he will be stepping aside for a period of time, including the upcoming season's finale after the final Rose special. So we even have him, and this was his quote. "My ignorance did damage to my friends, colleagues, and strangers alike. I have no one to blame but myself for what I said and the way I spoke," he wrote a lengthy statement on Instagram on Saturday. "By accusing historical racism, I defended it. I'm ashamed over how uninformed I was. I was so wrong. And yes, Damia, yes, you called that out. And that's where I grabbed the news from. You called that out. And when the interns found it, we made sure we went back to, we said, wait a minute, Damia said that somewhere. So, y'all, we need to look at this. So they finally have an African-American male or black man as the bachelor. Then all of this is happening. And then there are other people who are talking about the bachelor, they call it Bachelor Nation, how they're stepping aside. They said because that gave them the release because there's been things that have been going on within the camp for a while now. So people are starting to identify things and calling it out. Or maybe I shouldn't say they're starting to identify it. They're starting to get the strength to call it out and to step away. And I know that's hard, especially when that's your job and you're getting paid. But people are starting to say, no, this isn't right. We got to change this narrative. This is not okay. All right, y'all, collaboration. This is Latrice Jones reporting. Y'all, Paul Austin and his wife, Tanisha Tate Austin, y'all, they had their home appraised. They bought a home from a black family, and then they had their home appraised, and they had it appraised before they did all the work of $989,000, which the Austins claim was $100,000 more than what they had appraised prior to the hundreds of thousands of major renovations that they made. Okay, so they had that, they had it appraised before the hundreds of thousands of renovations, and I believe they also added like 1,000 more square footage to the home. So after the appraisers, the Austins, they decided to have a white woman, a friend, a co-conspirator, meet up at the house. She made the house like her own. This is after they kept going to the bank saying, no, we need another appraisal because something's not right here. They weren't sitting okay with that appraisal. So the banks finally said, okay, you can get another appraiser. That's fine. So they connected with the white woman. She went in and made the house her own. She took her own pictures into the home and everything like that. Well, guess what? The home appraiser increased nearly 50%. According to the report, it was then appraised for $1,482,000. Y'all, that is $493,000 more than the initial appraisal. If y'all remember last summer, I talked about a woman in Chicago. I talked about a couple also in LA. The same thing has happened to them. And when they had their collaboration, they had their white friends come in and make the house their own, that the appraisals jumped up. Y'all, this is an issue. This is an issue here again. And I know y'all get sick of me, but this is what I'm here for. Y'all get sick of me talking about voting, talking about education, voting and voter education, talking about advocacy. But y'all, these are the things we must do. These are the things we must do. So it also says where are the black and brown appraisers? Y'all know when I went digging into this, after I was looking at Latrice Jones reporting, I went digging into this. Do y'all know that black and brown appraisers are less than 9% of the market? Y'all, less than 9%. So there's that. There's an opportunity for us to go to school and become appraisers so that we can appraise homes. So y'all, less than 9%, less than 9%. So that's a job opportunity. That's a career for someone. That's a home business. That's a side hustle. That's a small business for someone. See, y'all, we have to get beyond these positions, and we're all in it. We're all in it, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the inspirational message. But y'all, there's so many opportunities out there for us, but we have to be willing to do the work. We have to be willing to open up our mindset to see what else is happening. I'm going to go here too. Everyone's not called to go to college. Let's put that out there. Good morning, John Gore. Everyone's not called to go to college. For whatever reason, everyone's not called. So just like I just talked about this home was, the second appraisal was 50%, almost 50% more than the initial one, after they had their counterpart, their white friend, come in and make the home her own. And then the appraisal came back, what was it? $1,482,000. That's $493,000 more. Y'all, black and brown people make up less than 9% of appraisers. So here's this. What about the trade organization? I started digging. We started looking up numbers. Y'all, plumbers, electricians, auto repair people. Y'all, those positions, they are looking for people. Those are jobs that are available right now. Right now. But they're looking for people to fulfill those roles. They're looking for people to fulfill those roles. They are. And so, y'all, there's opportunity for us, but we have to get this another mindset shift. We have to get beyond the mindset that we can only be these high titles that are out there. Y'all, it's just a title. Now, if you're called to those jobs, go for it. By all means, go for it. But don't think, and see, here's the other thing. Okay, why am I going here? Here's the other, see, I'm feeling a little bit better today. I can move just a little bit more. See, I'm feeling a little bit better today. Here, and those of you who don't know, I could not move my back or neck yesterday. Today, I can move it a little bit more. It still hurts, but I can move it just a little bit more. But here's what's up. See, let me talk to women for a moment. See, if we single and we dating, we're looking for a certain title of a black man or a brown man. See, we're looking for a certain title because we have our standards. Do you know the bankroll that these people are bringing in? Doing the jobs that they're doing, owning their mechanic shops, owning their plumbing and electricians places. Do you know how much money they're getting? Trust me, I had some work done at my house. I know how much they get. So, y'all, we cannot poo-poo these positions and these titles. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. Men, don't turn your nose up. If you out there looking for somebody and they're in that field, don't turn your nose up. We don't know. People, let's stop hating on titles that don't appear to be of high esteem to you. Who has defined jobs in the first place? Who defined these titles in the first place? Y'all, seriously. I was talking to someone, I was looking for a plumber. This is totally not in my notes, but that's happening Tuesday, and this is happening. I was talking to someone, I was looking for a plumber. I was talking to somebody, and the person said, I have a plumber for you, but now, hopefully you can handle it because he has some dreads and he looks good on the eyes, and I don't know. And I was like, what? See, y'all don't know who coming to your house. You single people out there looking for somebody. It may be your husband or your wife. They may become your spouse. Don't hate on that field. Don't hate. They come to the door. You open up that door and you go, hello, somebody. When you look up and see them standing at your door. See, y'all, appraisers are less than 9% black and brown people. So the world needs more appraisers. Is that you? Is that you? All right, I'm going to keep going. Thank you, Latrice, for sending that in, y'all. All right, y'all, the 44th tweeted. I love when he tweets. Yeah, that's Barack Obama. Y'all, he says, and I quote, great news. Thanks to President Biden, starting today, you can go to www.healthcare.gov. Somebody put that in there. www.healthcare.gov to sign up for health insurance if you're uninsured or hoping to change plans. Here's a good article, and he gives you the article. So the article is right there on healthcare.gov. Y'all, it happens, y'all. The Affordable Care Act enrollment, aka Obamacare. Yesterday, the federal health insurance sites opened up, allowing people to sign up for health insurance plans or change their existing plan. Last month, President Biden, I love saying that name, signed an executive order to allow a special enrollment period for an estimated 15 million people. 15 million people. So there's 15 million of you out there that need health insurance. If you know anybody, they may not be tuning into this, but pass on the information so they can enroll. This is now officially open until May the 15th. for the 36 states that uses the enrollment site. So there's 36 states that use the enrollment site. Again, that's healthcare.gov. Y'all, N95 masks, that's happening Tuesday. I just go through the headlines. N95 masks, they're no longer in shortage, but hospitals are not receiving them. Say what? And some nurses are only receiving one for their entire shift. Why? The reason, the AP, this is Associated Press, found that the breakdown is due to federal failures over the past year to coordinate supply chains. Y'all know who was in charge a year ago. Y'all, new recipe may be needed. The AP is reporting, that's Associated Press. They're reporting that the makers of the COVID-19 vaccines are working out how to change their vaccine recipe. If and when the shots need updated as the virus mutates. So that's happening. They're trying to figure out how to change the recipe. Y'all, South Africa vaccines, the AP is reporting again. Y'all, the AP had a serious long list of alerts of things with the COVID-19. Y'all, they are going with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting this week. This is a change because they had questions about how effective the AstraZeneca vaccine shot is against the variant found in South Africa. Y'all, don't worry about it being over here. I don't even think that one's here yet. But this is dealing with the variant in South Africa, so don't let it scare you here. Y'all, a South African nurse, I probably shouldn't even tell y'all this, but since this is the news, I'm going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. A South African nurse interviewed said, now I'm quoting her, so many people, I tested them, and within days, they passed away. I shouldn't have told y'all that, but that's the news. Y'all, that's in South Africa, and that's the AstraZeneca vaccine. That's the AstraZeneca vaccine that's dealing with the variant in South Africa. She continues by saying, I want to be protected. All right, y'all, WHO, that's the World Health Organization, granted an emergency authorization to AstraZeneca vaccine. Say what? We got South Africa saying no, but y'all granted, okay. And it says some African health experts has concerns and they're sounding the alarm. So y'all, this brings me to the U.S. numbers today. This is the World Health Organization. Praying for my baby girl in South Africa. Girl, yes, Kenya, we got to pray for the people. Confirmed cases, y'all, 28,317,703. Confirmed cases, 28,317,703. And again, I get my numbers from the World Health Organization, and they're finally starting to flush out. Deaths, 498,203 in the U.S. Deaths, 498,203. I just want y'all to know, they had always said that by March 1st, we will be at 500,000 deaths in the U.S. And it looks like that's about to happen. So we need to continue to pray. We need to continue to pray. Recovered 18,356,625. Recovered 18,356,625. Y'all, grocery store workers are still waiting on when they can get vaccinated. Remember, we was in the stores buying all the toilet paper and all the Clorox wipes and all the Lysol wipes. Well, they're saying, well, can we get vaccinated? We deal with the public every day. Y'all, if you're traveling in the UK, you better think again. BBC is reporting the United Kingdom begins requiring visitors traveling from 33 COVID-19 hotspots, we're a part of that, countries to undergo a 10-day quarantine in hotels. But get this, travelers must foot that bill. Travelers must foot that bill. Y'all, I was going through all these different BBC articles, and they were having people, they were taking pictures of people waving out the hotel. One lady said, I live here, and they made me come to the hotel for 10 days before I can go to my house. She'll be turning 66 on tomorrow. We saw that update this morning. She'll be turning 66 years old on tomorrow. She can't even celebrate with her family. She can't have any visitors. She said, I have no books. I have nothing to do for 10 days. Y'all, somebody said their bill was in US dollars, $2,400 for the 10 days. Hello, somebody. Y'all, for the win. The Jerusalem Post is reporting Dr. Anthony Fauci is the director, y'all know, of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. He was awarded Israel's $1 million Dan David Prize, say that real fast, on Monday in recognition of his leadership on HIV research and AIDS release, his advocacy for the vaccines against the coronavirus, and for courageously, listen to what Israel said, courageously defending science in the face of uninformed opposition of the occupant during the challenging COVID crisis. So for the win, Dr. Anthony Fauci, y'all, he won $1 million of the Dan David Prize. All right, this gets me to my inspirational message today. And I want to start with this line. And I wanted to type this out to make sure I grabbed it correctly. I said on here, do not alter who you are because someone isn't pleased with what you're doing. I'll say that again. Do not alter who you are because someone else isn't pleased with what you are doing. Why am I sharing that? You know, we've been back and forth on this topic since News in Motion has been in existence. I still, although I couldn't move yesterday, I still had a couple of my coaching calls that I have with clients. And this woman was on the call, and I asked her how she was doing, things that she was working on, how she's building her social media. And we were having a great conversation. Then she busted out crying. And I said, why are you? I said, what's going on? She says, no matter what I do, she goes, I either have family or friends that tell me I shouldn't be doing it, or that I need to be doing it differently, or they don't like what I'm doing now. She says, how do I continue this journey when I have people who I love telling me I shouldn't do it? She goes, on top of that, I have people that I don't know who are hitting me on social media telling me that what I'm doing is stupid. She goes, how do you stay the course? And I said, and I think it was Latrice Jones who posted this maybe last week. Starting something and doing something and following the voice of God is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the faint of heart. It's not. You have to have something on the inside of you that tells you, regardless if no one else agrees with you. Y'all remember I talked about being in the closet and it's just you and Jesus in the closet having your conversation? You know what Jesus said to you. Either you're going to believe him. Ouch, I moved too far. Either you're going to believe him or you're not. I have friends, those of you who have businesses or whatever you are doing, even if it's advocacy or running for office or whatever, we all have that person who's not going to want us to do what we're doing for whatever reason. Maybe it's because they're projecting onto us what they can't handle. I don't know. But I told this young lady, first I prayed with her because I thought it was so important that I prayed with her. And I said, the word says that you can do, we can do, I can do all things, all, not some things, but all things through Christ who gives us strength. I said, so whatever you're doing, I said, and by the way, you're doing it very well. I said, when we start getting opposition, it's because we're doing something well. I said, if nobody's bothering you, then you know, what you're just doing something. But when people start bothering you, that's when you know you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, Demia, people think you crazy. You know, I get people, I've said it here. And I don't know if y'all looked at the thread on Friday, after the Mimosa Friday, y'all, we had a few haters. Somebody put on there talking about, I was having a good day till you came on. Well, honey, keep scrolling. You don't have to be here. And then there was another guy, it was a white guy that said something like, goodbye. Bye. What are you doing here? Why are you commenting anyway? If you don't like what you see, keep scrolling, keep going. You don't have to stay here. And then somebody else posted something, and we didn't delete them. We leave them on there. We don't care. We leave them on there. But y'all, it has to be something on the inside of you. Let me keep reading my notes, and I'm almost done. I promise you. I said, God will perfect everything that concerns your life. If this is something God has called you to, whatever that something is, he will perfect everything concerning your life. So I went to Isaiah 43:19, where it says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? Behold, I will do a new thing. So listen, there are things that we may be doing. It may not be completely unique anymore, because I don't believe there's much of anything out there unique today anyway. But he's going to do a new thing in you. You cannot be afraid to take the leap into the new thing. You can't. You can't. I'm really passionate about this, y'all. That's why I'm spending time on this. And then I went to Psalm 139, 13 and 14, NIV. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Which says God's works are wonderful. They are wonderful. We need to get to the place, and I shared this with the young lady yesterday. We need to get to the place where we just move forward. Now, there is some constructive criticism. There are people who love you, and you know that. If this is someone you have a relationship with and you know they're there for your good, then listen. But if they're not there for your good, keep it moving. The other thing we have to stop doing is stop seeking validation from other people. No one has the right to validate or not validate what God has already called you to. He's the only person that you need to seek validation from. See, we run into trouble at times when we go and ask other people what they think. Did God tell you to ask them what they think? See, that's one thing, but that also that can sometimes be a sign of insecurity where we're seeking praise and validation because no one is speaking into that. Well, maybe they have nothing to say. But when we open up that door, that Pandora's box, if you will, asking people, hey, what do you think about this? And they tell you what they think. See, that's when you get your feelings hurt. So don't ask. So we had a great conversation. We started talking some more. I got her back, I believe, on what it is she's supposed to be doing. I saw her make a few posts later yesterday, which says, okay, she's keeping it moving. She's keeping it moving. And then I saw someone come back on her thread and say, because I purposely wanted to watch her thread, something she put out there. Somebody came back on her thread and said, I thought she was letting this go. And you know, I had a great comment reply to that person. Sure did. And I prayed about it before I said anything, but I said something. I surely did. See, that's what we do. So again, I'm going to read that line I wrote. I said, do not alter who you are because someone else isn't pleased with what you are doing. Do not alter that. All right, y'all, I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Until tomorrow, remember to stay well and continue to make moves. Have a great day.